Like Ms. Lisa said, a lot of, the first generation Chinese immigrants, you guys come from this background where it's very academic and very strong, and it's intimidating because, sitting here before you guys, I know you people are just, oh gosh, so much smarter than I am. You got PhDs in physics, and I can't even get a B in my high school physics class. But on the bright side, when we do have trouble in our academic life, I know my mom and dad will be more than happy. I think the greatest gift I could ever give my mom is to ask her, can you help me with this math problem? I don't think I've ever seen her smile bigger than when I said, can you help me with this math problem? And then it becomes family day. Dad's involved, mom's involved. Mom's making cookies, and everybody's just sitting around the table doing a math problem. And that's great. But also remember that there's more to a person, there's more to development than just our grades. For them, there's a rifle. For me, there was debate and a lot of other extracurricular things. My brother does hockey. And even if that's something you guys don't have an expertise or a PhD in, just your involvement and your commitment and your support in that counts so much more. I know for my little brother, he loves hockey. He plays it very well. And neither of my parents played hockey. I don't know if they even knew what hockey was to start, but the important thing is they support him. They go to all of his games, they let him know that he did a good job, and not only does that encourage him to do better, but that creates such a strong bond between the child and the parent. There's so many smart people out there, but the thing is, a lot of them are in a way limited by that pure intelligence. They don't know how to go out there and help homeless people. They don't think about going to feed the homeless or some picking up garbage at the park. And a lot of times we think, oh, but why does that matter? I think it matters so much because even though it's not developing our mental abilities, our IQ, our SAT score, it's developing us as a human being, as a person, as a compassionate person who cares for others and who wants to be involved in the community. And I think that is the greatest gift a parent could give to his child. Not, okay, an A+ in calculus, A+ in physics, but becoming a good person who cares and empathizes with other people. I think that's the greatest gift a parent can give to his child. Now, at math, she is so talented in all these other areas. And if that's the case, then let her develop that. I think a lot of times, again, given our strong math and science backgrounds, we think, oh, like math, science, if they're not good at that, what are they going to become? Well, they're going to become a lot of other things. They'll become lawyers, they'll become artists, they'll become, actors, directors, fashion designers. They'll become great people. I think all of your children can do that, even if he or she isn't good at math or English or studying a foreign language. Find that good part in your child and take it far. Take it as far as you can go, because it'll be so much better than if you spend that money giving, having a tutor for physics or having a tutor for math, and just getting them to that certain level. Take that money, take that time, take that energy, and devote it to where he or she is good at. I guarantee you some fantastic things can happen, magical things that you could never expect will happen.
I just want to echo what Harold said about this. I like to give an example about Deng Yaping. I always say if Deng Yaping's parents just want her to focus on math or science, we may not have Deng Yaping, the best ping pong player, right? So I think it's very important let our children do what they are very good at, maybe do something about what they need to do.
All right, so I have a friend called Stephanie, and I don't see her very often because I go to a school of 3,000 people, but in junior high school, 9th and 10th grade, she was a really amazing sculptor. She won a lot of competitions. She was really, really amazing at just making things with her hands, immensely skilled person, and she was terrible at science and math, both of them combined. She would routinely get pretty bad grades in them, and her parents were scared, so they forced her to stop sculpting and instead signed her up for tutoring classes every single day after school for hours and hours and hours. And I just saw Stephanie recently, and I still talk to her a little bit, and I just noticed that she's become a lot of a sadder person. She's not as happy as she was before. She really wants to go back to sculpting, but her parents highly discourage that because to them it's just a finicky little pastime that doesn't really mean anything in the grander scheme of things. But the thing is, even though they're trying to make her all right in math and science, what they're doing is they're removing something that she really loves. They're removing something that she really lives for, and they're just, it's a question of, would you rather have your child be really good at something and not great at something else, or average all the way around? Most parents would say they would rather have their child have something that they're talented at, they absolutely love to do, rather than just be average. So that's an important thing to keep in mind when you're supporting your children with these extracurricular activities. And on the community service note from our skits, I have a friend called Carmen, and she has over 800 hours of community service. It's absolutely insane. And her parents are extremely supportive of her. The night before SATs, she actually went to a soup kitchen, just like in our skit, and she helped cook food for homeless people. And her parents are okay with that because they think that it's okay if she loses 20, 30 points on the SAT, as long as she's a good person inside. That will get her farther in life than a nice SAT score.